This is Jilliana Ranicar-Breese, and this is my last day in Cartagena. And I'm with my friend Teresa Montes Hernandez, who actually is from Salamanca in Spain. And she's known as the Black Widow, unfortunately. Of course, today she happens to be wearing black. But Teresa, unfortunately, in her past life, before she came to Cartagena, was in fact surrounded by death. In a clearer word, it was death. About 8 people died in your intimate life. That's terrible. Tell me what happened. Tell me who died and what happened. And of course, the reason why you escaped the gloom of your life in Spain to come to the sunny climate of Colombia and other Latin American countries. So tell me, Teresa.
Well, I was married to a man, and I had a son with him.
And that was in Salamanca.
In Salamanca. And after 5 years, he started with a stomach sore, and he decided to get operated.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he died. We didn't know.
What was wrong with him?
We don't know. It was nothing wrong with him. He was a very, very strong man, but unfortunately, we didn't know what happened, and in 24 hours he died after the operation.
Oh, how terrible.
Yeah.
So it wasn't stomach cancer?
No, just something wrong with the stomach, but the doctors told me that it was very easy, the operation, and we didn't know why.
And how old was he?
He was 34
Oh
years
my
old.
God, he was really young. Oh. And you had a son?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, of course. And your son?
Nice.
What's your son's name?
My son is called Ignacio, and he's a pilot in Spain, in Madrid.
Oh.
He works for the army.
Okay. Well, that's a good job.
Yeah.
And so how long were you alone after that?
About 2 years.
And what did you do? Did you go to another, because you were a teacher?
Yeah, I was teaching by that time in Valladolid.
Yes.
And then after 2 years, I met a man who was the owner of a bookshop.
Oh.
And we started again, and I brought my son with me, and we started living together.
And he was in Avila?
No, that was in Valladolid.
Yes.
And he was from Valladolid. And I had a girl with him.
Yes.
Very nice. And we were for about 16 years together.
Right.
But in between, one of my brother died with 21 years old, and he was an engineer, and
how did he die?
In a car accident.
Oh dear.
Terrible. And after 3 years of that, another brother died of cancer with 26 years old.
Oh my God, so young.
So very, very young. And I was really desperate because...
Devastated,
you know,
of course. And then?
And then my second husband had a boy before with another woman, before we met.
Yes. So you had a stepson.
A stepson. And he was very, very nice to me. He was really... And one day, he was a pilot. He was also a pilot, and he also died in an
air crash.
In an air crash, yeah, terrible.
Right.
Oh, it was a private airplane.
Yes, and then
I had to to go to the doctor, you know, after all those deaths, and well, I recovered a little bit. And started working again. And after
you were very depressed, of course.
Yeah, very, very depressed.
Naturally.
And then my husband got an accident, and he died after 9 months. After 9 months after his son, so only 9 months in between, in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
Terrible, yeah. Well, I try to carry on with my life, you know. My family, all they were trying to be with me. My daughter was living with me, and she said, well, you are still young, you know, you have to carry on. And
how old were you?
I was about 49.
Okay.
And then one of my friends had a friend
Yes.
who had lived in Avila before, but I didn't meet him. And one day he came to visit her.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, come and have dinner with us and everything. Oh, I said, well, I'm not so well, you know, but anyway. And I went. And he said, he was very kind to me, the man. And he said that he was going to help me. And I was starting learning German.
Because he was Austrian.
He was Austrian. He
Yes.
was not Spanish, but he could speak Spanish very well, well.
Yes.
And so I started texting with him, well, by email or by phone, on the phone. And about 2 years, sometimes he came, and I went to Germany or to Austria, and I met his family and everything.
So you began a relationship.
Yeah, we began a little bit a relationship. And then he said that he was working with a computer, and he could work everywhere.
That's right.
So he said, would you like me to go to your house and stay there and see what happens? And I said, oh, well, okay.
Okay. Your house in Salamanca?
In Avila.
Oh,
in
Avila.
Because I was still teaching in Avila.
Yes.
Most of the time I taught in Avila, you know.
Yes.
So, after 3 months living together, he committed suicide.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you've no idea why?
He was a bipolar.
Bipolar.
But he was okay, you know.
And he didn't leave a note or anything?
No, he didn't leave anything.
And he wanted to marry you as well?
Yeah, he wanted to marry me, but I don't know what happened to him that day. Terrible day, you know.
So after that, you couldn't stay in the house?
No, I couldn't stay in the house.
Of course not.
I went to Salamanca with my parents.
Yes.
And I was living there more than a year.
Yes.
Because my father got sick, you know, with cancer too. And I was helping him nearly for a year. And then my father told me that I told my father that I was going, I didn't want to stay anymore there. And he told me that if I was going to travel, the first place to go, he asked me to go to Buenos Aires.
Okay, we're going to stop there, and we'll continue in part 2 with the next part of your life. Thank you very much, Teresa.